Lifetime presents The Great Gatsby, a mini-series event. But first, here are some messages from our sponsors.
Hello, this is Dr. T.J. Ecoberg, the eye doctor. Remember, if you don't see the difference, you get your money back. If you need me, just look at the billboard. Dr. T.J. Ecoberg, I can fix your eye.
Fine day.
It is a fine day. Check the time. Already?
It's a swell sleep. Somebody open up another window.
There aren't any more.
Well, then somebody better telephone for an axe.
Well, the thing to do is forget about the heat. You make it 10 times worse by crabbing about it.
Got to leave her alone, old sport.
You're the one that wanted to come to town.
Excuse me.
I've got it.
That's an old expression of yours, isn't it?
Well, what is?
All this old sports business. Where'd you pick it up?
See here, Tom, if you're going to make personal remarks, I won't stand for it. Call up and order some ice for the mid-June.
Imagine marrying anybody in this heat.
Still, I was married in June. Louisville in mid-June. Somebody fainted. Who was it that fainted, Tom?
Biloxi.
A man named Biloxi. Biloxi. He made boxes. That's a fact. And he was from Biloxi, Mississippi.
They carried him into my house because we lived just 2 doors from the church. He stayed 3 weeks until Daddy told him he had to get out. The day after he left, Daddy died. There wasn't any connection.
I knew Biloxi from Memphis. That was his cousin. I knew their whole family history before he left. He gave me an aluminum putter that I still use today.
We're getting old. If we were young, we'd get up and dance.
Remember Biloxi. Where'd you know him from, Tom?
Biloxi? I didn't know him. He was a friend of Daisy's.
He was not. I never knew the man. He came down in a private car.
He said he knew you. He said he was raised in Louisville. Austin Bird brought him up last minute and asked if we had room.
He was probably just bumming his way home. He told me he was the president of your class at Yale.
Biloxi?
First off, we didn't have a president. By the way, Mr. Gatsby, I understand that you're an Oxford man?
Well, not exactly.
Oh, but
Oh yes, I understand you went to Oxford.
I went there.
you must have gone there at the same time Biloxi and I went to New Haven.
I tell you, I went there.
I heard you, but I'd like to know when.
It was 1919. I only stayed for 5 months, so I can't call myself a true Oxfordman. It was an opportunity given to some of us as officers after the armistice. We could go to any of the universities, like in England and France.
Open the whiskey, Tom, then you won't seem so stupid to yourself. Look at the mint.
Wait a minute. I want to ask Mr. Gatsby just one question.
Go ahead.
What kind of row are you trying to cause in my house anyhow?
He isn't causing a row. You're causing a row. Please, have a little self-control.
Self-control. Well, I suppose the latest thing to do is sit back and let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to my wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me out. Nowadays, people begin sneering at family life, and family institutions, next to throw everything overboard. They'll even allow intermarriage between blacks and whites.
We're all white here.
I know I'm not very popular. I don't give parties. I suppose you've got to make your house into a pigsty to have any friends in the modern world.
I've got something to tell you, old sport.
Please, don't. Let's all go home. Please, let's all go home.
That sounds like a great idea. Come on, Tommy. No one really wants to.
Good. I want to hear what Mr. Gatsby has to tell me.
Your wife never loved you. She never loved you. She loved me.
You must be crazy.
I tell you, she never loved you. She only married you because I was poor and she was too tired for waiting for me. It's a terrible mistake. But I know in her heart, she's always loved me.
Hey, sit down, Daisy. I want to know what's been going on. I want to hear all about it.
I told you what's been going on. It's been going on for 5 years.
You've been seeing this fellow for 5 years?
Not seen. We could never meet. But all that time, the two of us, we loved each other. And you didn't know it, old sport. I used to laugh to myself sometimes that you didn't know it.
Well, that's all. You're crazy. I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago because I didn't know Daisy then. But I'll be damned if I see how you got within a mile of her house and you should take bringing groceries to the back door. And the rest of it is a goddamn lie. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
No.
She does though. The trouble is sometimes she gets foolish ideas in her head, and she doesn't know what she's doing. And what's more is, I love Daisy too. You know, sometimes I go off on a spree, but I always come back. And what's more, I love her all the time.
You're revolting. Do you know why we left Chicago? I'm surprised they didn't treat you to that story of that little spree.
Daisy, that's all over now. Just tell him the truth. That you never loved him.
Why? How could I ever love him? Possibly.
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Not at Capital Yolani?
No.
Not when I carried you down from the punch bowl to ensure that your shoes wouldn't get wet?
Please, don't. There, Jay. Oh, you ask too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I can't help what's past. I loved him before, but I loved you too.
You love me too?
Even that's a lie. She didn't know you were alive. Why, there's things between Daisy and me that you'll never understand. Things that neither of us will ever forget.
I want to speak to Daisy alone. She's all excited now.
Even alone, I can't say that I never loved Tom. It wouldn't be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to you.
Of course it matters. Why, I'm gonna take better care of you from now on.
You don't understand. You're not going to take care of her anymore.
I'm not? And why's that?
Because she's leaving you.
Nonsense.
I am, though.
She's not leaving me. Certainly not some common swindler would have to steal to put a ring on her finger.
Please don't. Please, let's all just get out.
Oh, I know who you are. You're one of the bunch who hangs with Mike Wolfshan. I've done an investigation to your affairs, and I'll carry on tomorrow.
You can suit that yourself, old sport.
Well, I found out what your drugstores were. See, he and Wolfshan brought a bunch of side street drugstores from here to Chicago, and they sold brain alcohol over the counter. That's just one of his little stunts. I picked him for a bootlegger the moment I saw him.
And I wasn't far wrong. Next week on Lifetime's The Great Gatsby miniseries event.
You left him in the lurch, didn't you? You let him go to jail for a month over in New Jersey. God, you ought to hear what Walter says on the subject of you. You two start on home in Mr. Gatsby's car. You want any?